everyone, and welcome to our Touch Base Thursday for May 26th. I am sorry I am just a little bit late with all of you today. Had some technical difficulties going on with my internet here tonight. So again, if you are joining me live, please comment and tell me hello, and we will get started here in just a couple of minutes for our presentation this evening. Again, I'm just going to refresh this, make sure that I am live where I need to be. There we go. All right. So if you are joining me, I'm hoping my internet is going to be okay for all of you tonight. It quit on me. That's why I'm a little bit late. It disconnected me from my laptop. And so hopefully it works okay for all of you, that you're able to see me okay. So hello to Sonia and Wendy, Shelby, Peggy. A lot of them are coming in so fast. If I missed you, I apologize, but welcome. I'm so glad that you are here with me tonight for our Touch Base Facebook Live. I kind of feel like I can finally take a breather since I got home from work. We had, Claire had her cello lesson. He moved her cello lessons up earlier now that dance is done. And then we had, he sat and talked with me for like 45 minutes. She had a meeting to get to, so luckily Natalie was able to get her to her meeting. I mentioned, I think last week that Claire made our varsity dance team, which is the team that Natalie just finished. And so Natalie was able to get her to a meeting, but it has just been nonstop crazy. And then I'm starting to prepare for my live, and my internet's not working. And I'm like going, no, like I'm praying that this works. But anyway, joining you a little bit late, but I can finally go, whew, because I'm in my happy place with all of you. But it has been a very crazy, busy day for me today. So anyway, tonight I'm sharing something with you that you guys probably saw me advertise the live, and you might have gone, what is she doing? It's not something new. But I found something. I was cleaning up my basement over the last couple weeks. So I'm doing a huge BOGO sale. Those of you that are local to the Mount Pleasant area, you know that my BOGO sale is pretty phenomenal. Whatever you purchase off my sale tables, you give me an order of the same amount, and you only pay me for the order. So that's kind of a cool thing, right? So all that stuff becomes like your free stuff. And so I wanted to get everything pulled and priced before I get into total graduation mode. And I found these masks that I never used. So I decided to showcase them, make 4 cards showcasing them. And I'll be talking about a class I'm going to be offering where you can make these identical cards. And you can use any colors of ink that you have, and I'll talk about it in a little bit. But they're so fun, and I really think that you're going to want to add them to your supplies, so to speak, if you don't already have them. But yes, they are gorgeous cards. Wait till you see them. And the masks, it makes you look so much like a pro. Anyway, so we'll be getting into that here in just a couple of minutes. And then next week we'll resume into some new stuff again. But I have 1 week left. 1 week left before the big graduation open house. So we're gearing up for that. And, we're doing some, I'll have to make sure I post some pictures of her displays and things that we're doing, because they're going to be pretty cool. So we're kind of getting ready for that. And then, last night was her honors assembly recognition. So we had that last night. It's exactly it, Gail, taking a deep breath and kind of keep moving forward. Although I feel a little bit like I wouldn't say neglecting all of you, but I'm not posting as much as I usually am. And but anyway, I wrap up. I'm off all next week from my job. So tomorrow's my last day there. So I've been busy wrapping up everything there. And so just bear with me for 1 more week, and then you'll have me back at 100% again, I promise. Anyway, but it's also been kind of an emotional time for me. I need to just get this week past me and move forward. So anyway, a few announcements. Like I mentioned, we're in graduation mode, full speed ahead. Tomorrow's her last day of high school, so I'll make sure I get pictures of that as well, but that's going to be awesome and exciting for her. All right, so those of you that might be new to joining me live, if you share my video, you get your name entered into a drawing to win prizes. And I have 2 prizes. So 2 winners for last week. The winner of the rhinestones is Patty Fike. So congratulations to Patty. and I will get those to Patty when I see her next. And then the winner of the Heart and Home doilies is Carol Grove. So congratulations to Patty and to Carol. Yay! Round of applause. The whole round of applause, right? All right, up for grabs this week. If you share my video, you can win one of two prizes. I have the black matte dots, and I have the classic matte dots. Woohoo! So Kay said she heard that tomorrow is senior prank day. It is, but Natalie won't be there. I mean, even though it's her last day of school, Natalie's there for an hour, like from 1:30 until like 10 to 3. So Claire, my freshman, is going to be sharing with her what they're going to be doing. Natalie knows a few things, but she's not telling Claire. But she won't be able to be there and join in the festivities. One of the first things that they're all doing, I guess, in the morning is parking crazy in the lot. So they've been told to park, not in their spots and park all crazy in their senior lot. But again, Natalie won't be there to be able to do that. So anyway, but thank you for sharing. Yes, I see that Peggy and Maureen has commented that they've shared. If you share my video, please comment and tell me shared. That's how you get your name in the drawing. Because even though you share it, when I go back to look at my settings, it doesn't always give me everyone's names based on your privacy settings in Facebook. So comment shared gets you definitely in our drawing. Tonight, Natalie did it. So thanks to Natalie, because I was running late trying to get everything set up for you guys here tonight. Well, it was set up, but getting my internet working on my computer so that I could see your comments. Okay, a few things in the way of announcements before we get started. We are in our final few days of our amazing In Color Join promotion. And I don't even like to call it a join promotion. I like to call it a deal. Okay, so if you like our new In Colors, it's a great opportunity to get some of those products for free. So how it works is you pick out $125 of product, any product of your choice, and you just pay $99 plus tax, free shipping, okay? And then you get, in addition, for free, a $66 package. You get the 5 new In Colors. You get a package of the In Color cardstock, a variety pack. You get a In Color variety pack of the Designer Series paper, the 6x6 paper. And then you get a whole pack of grid paper in all of the, I think that's like 25 sheets. But you get like 5 sheets of each color. You're going to see me use one of the colors tonight, because I have to actually use grid paper because we're going to be making our workstation dirty. So you'll get to see one of them here in just a couple of minutes. So anyway, I want to make sure that you guys know that's a risk-free kit. There's no obligation to purchase anything additional. So if you have a wish list of new products from the new catalog that is at least $100 or $125, I really encourage you to consider doing the kit promotion. I can help you. We can do it over the phone if you're long distance. I can walk you through the process. If you're local, I'd be happy to meet with you one-on-one. But it is a really awesome deal because, it is. And I'm all about sharing deals with you, okay? So you'll hear me talk about the promotions whenever it's a good deal. So anyway, oh, thank you, Gail. You guys are so awesome. But yeah, I do feel like I'm like, oh my God, I didn't post on Facebook today. Oh my gosh, I didn't. Sobbering mess over here. All right, a few classes. If you're part of my club, your class kits are going out tonight. They are ready for me to just add some postage and add your labels to them. So club members, your kits are going out tonight. I'm getting them done before the party so that next week I don't have to worry about those at all. If you haven't placed your order yet, a couple of you haven't yet, I know that you will. The orders are due here in a couple days. So those are going out. I do have extra class kits from some of my May classes. I have extra of the Let's Sail, the Hey Sports Fan class, and the Tea Boutique. Okay, so if you liked those classes and you want one of them or would like to get that, I do have a few extra. We've counted. I always, prepare a certain number, and sometimes I have a couple extra of them. So they are extra if you would like them. And then I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, I know a lot of you are just probably getting and reviewing and looking at and making a wish list for our annual catalog, but our holiday catalog, I know, don't kill me, we're just getting into summer, but our holiday catalog goes live for all of you July 1st. I am able to pre-order from that on June 1st. So one of my Facebook Lives in June will be showcasing that new product in our holiday catalog. And you should be getting that holiday catalog up by the end of June, okay? So just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of that. I know they both come close together, and I wish Stampin' Up! Wouldn't do that. I wish we had more time to love on one of them before the next one comes out. But I will be getting product to show you. I actually got to peek at it. Stampin' Up! Had to cancel our incentive trip. Well, they canceled the incentive trip due to COVID about 9 months ago. The trip would have been last week, and I did earn the incentive trip. And so as a trip incentive earner, we were able to see the catalog a couple weeks ago already. And I'm here to tell you that it is amazing, and they got some really good variety of things in there. Things that I'm like, oh, that's cute and clever. Things that they've not done in the past, or that I remember seeing in a very long time. Sometimes we see repeat trees or bells or whatever. So I am really excited for you guys to see this catalog. I think you're going to love it. With it comes celebration. So for every $50 order that you place July and August, and that $50 order can be from either catalog, you'll get to receive a free celebration item. Okay, so that's our summer celebration promotion. So anyway, I'm excited for you guys to be able to see that. Yes, Carol, isn't it? Yes. So anybody who's a current active demonstrator, so that's another thing. If you take advantage of the join promotion, there's different perks that you get. You get to see the catalog early. It's online for us as demonstrators to look at. It went live for everybody yesterday, and then we'll be getting a copy in the mail in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So we get an early copy and all that awesome stuff. So anyway, can't wait for you guys to get that. And as always, if you don't have it by the end of June, I will send you one out. That's kind of how I did it with my annual catalog as well. Couple final notes on my BOGO sale. So if you are not local to the Mount Pleasant area, you can still take advantage of my BOGO sale. I offer it online over a Facebook group. So what I do is I have helpers all day after my event is done. We take pictures and pictures and pictures of all of the things that I have left. They get posted into albums on Facebook. If there are things that you like, you just simply comment want. And when you are done, we figure everything up. So if you've said want to 10 things and that totals to $100, I will give you a link to place a $100 order online. Or you can give me your order and I'll place it for you online. That order will ship directly to you. And then I package up all of your freebie stuff that you said want into a box, and I package it into a, if it fits, it ships box. I get as creative as I can to make it all fit. But I do charge you for the shipping on your free stuff to come back to you. I usually do PayPal invoice, okay? So just so you're aware of that. But it's a really good deal. You get all my retired stuff that's gently used for free, okay? Literally for free. So I've been posting that link in that Facebook group for a while. It's been in all of my emails. If you haven't joined my email list yet, go to kimsbasementbunch.com. Right on the very top, there is a link for that, so that you would be able to join my mailing list. Okay, so make sure that you check into that and get on that mailing list, and that you have access to my what you want to call it, group for the Facebook Live sale. Okay, so with that, I am going to transition my camera down for all of you. Hopefully, my computer decided to be dumb and just go crazy, but hopefully I'm still live with all of you and you're all able to watch me, because my computer is not what's doing the recording. So just so you guys know, if I'm not able to see your comments, I will answer them later. But with that, let's transition my camera down to my stamp area, and let's get started on tonight's presentation, okay? So 1 second. All right, so hopefully it looks like I'm still live with you all. Like I said, my computer decided to not like me for a minute. And I'll be adjusting things here so you guys can see a better little snippet of stuff. So bear with me here while I adjust. I always have to move my little stand over. All right, so what do you guys think? Here's a little sneak peek at some of the things that we're going to be doing tonight. So let me turn my computer over. All right, so here's your little sneak peek. What do you guys think? Woohoo, right? Aren't they pretty? All right, so I am going to be, I see hearts coming in. I'm not seeing comments though, so let me reload this here and see if we can't get some comments going again. Okay, so, there we go. I think I got it figured out. Maybe. I don't know why my computer decided it doesn't like me, but it doesn't like me. All right, so these are the projects that I'm going to be showcasing for you all tonight using the Butterfly and Flowers decorative masks. Now, these masks are in our little annual catalog, the little publication. They are $10, okay? You get the, let me move these out of the way, because then we're going to come back to them. But yeah, I'll let you guys see them for too long. So these are the decorative masks that you get. You get some flowers, a butterfly, some more flowers. You get some backgrounds, and they're all for sponging and doing fun things with, right? So anyway, these I found. I had bought these a while ago, and I forgot that I had them. Totally forgot that I had them. And I was cleaning up my basement, like I said, getting ready for my BOGO sale, and came across these and said to myself, okay, I have got to showcase them for these ladies to be able to see how you use these, because otherwise, I'm not going to use them, and they're going to end up in my BOGO sale, and, you know, why not show you guys how to use them, right? All right, I am still trying to fight with my Facebook here, so bear with me. I really want to try to see your guys' comments. So I'm going to restart this here on my computer one more time. If not, I won't be able to see your comments, but you guys know that I'll answer you the best I can. Okay, so maybe I will be seeing them. All right, maybe. Thank you. I see I have beautiful cards. Love the flower. Okay. Anyway, so these dies are going to be part of my a class I'm going to be offering. I'm going to be offering a class where you will get these dies. You'll get a bolt of the ribbon, and then you'll get a package of the rhinestones that I'm going to be using, and you're also going to be getting a package of the blending brushes. So these are the blending brushes. You can see mine are all used and sitting here with each of the ink colors that I used, and then you're going to be getting all the supplies to make 2 of each of the cards that I'm showcasing tonight. So this is a class that I decided to offer, and that way any of you that do not have these masks yet, you'll have an opportunity to get them, okay? So let me again make sure I have this. I love it when technology decides to be a pain in the rear. All right, I think I'm golden. All right. So anyway, like I said, you get all 6 of these for $10. The class link will be posted in the description of my video. Probably not till tomorrow. I have to still get that event active, but it's been created. But it's a great way for you to be able to get product, to be able to make these and do the masking and have fun with it as well. Okay. Now I'm going to be bringing in a piece of grid paper. So this is the grid paper. So I talked about that awesome promotion, right? So I got to move my things up here. So just one second, you guys. I got lots more product out because of using all of the brushes for my blending. All right. So this is the pretty grid paper that I talked to you about. This is the piece that is the Sweet Sorbet. And then you'd also get it in all the other 5 colors. But this is the grid paper. And then you can also use the backside. The backside is just all white. But this is the grid paper that's part of that promotion that you can get. All right, so let's start with my first card. Now, I am not going to be using any tape on these only because I don't have it here. Now, if you, and I'm just going to kind of attempt to do these the best I can. Just know that I might have other lines and things in the way, or might not be perfected, because if you had like a removable tape, it'd work better. But I designed these cards literally on Monday and didn't have time to go to the store and get you guys tape. But I'm going to show you, the whole point of my Facebook Live is to showcase for you how easy it is to use. Claire, would you get your mom a bottle of water? But I'm going to show you how easy it is to just kind of make this card. Do you see that beautiful flower right there? So that is done by using, sorry you guys, I got a tickle in my throat, this mask right here, okay? So you can see that you have one that's got, thanks sunshine. All right, much better. So you can see that you have one here that's got more like for sponging, it's got bigger space, and one that's got smaller space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you first how I designed this piece right here, okay? So I'm just going to put that off to the side. And I started this with the petal pink, okay? So I'm gonna bring in my petal pink ink, and I'm using blending brushes. Now again, I used a total of 6 different ink colors. In my class, you do only get 3 blending brushes, but you'll get the $10 mask. The blending brushes are $12.50. You get a whole pack of these, and you'll get all the supplies cut and ready for you to assemble these and to be able to have some fun with your own masks, all right? So what I did is I put this at a little bit of an angle, so you can see that this is angled. Now I'm a lefty, so you're going to have to bear with me here. You're just going to take your brush into the ink and go around. Now your lighter colors, you normally don't have to kind of get some of the ink out, I call it. With your more darker colors, you're going to want to get a little bit of that dabbed ink out. So from there, and again, when I say mask with tape, you could put tape down on this to not have it move. I'm gonna just go without it because I feel like hanging on to it has been working for me. But repositionable tape from any crafting store would work for this, okay? And all I'm gonna do, because I want this to be a nice solid color, so I am not inking off of it at all. I'm going directly on. I'm not getting any of that ink off. And I'm just gonna fill this in and sponge this all with my petal pink ink. How's that? Say that fast. All right, now the one thing I learned when I was creating with these sponges is that you do want to, otherwise you get ink on your stamped area or on your sponged area. And I'm gonna call that good right there. I'm just gonna put it to the side. What you wanna be able to do, so you can see I got a little bit of ink down there, no big deal, because you can cover that up with other stuff. But I found that before I go to line up this one and do the next one, I like to kind of clean the ink off of this because sometimes that accidentally gets on your finished project. So I'm just going to use a baby wipe, and I am going to wipe this off, okay, just a little bit because I don't want to get ink all over everything. So I'm just going to wipe it off gently with my, you know what, Courtney, if we are selling it, I don't know because I don't mask very often. That's a good question. I'll have to look and see and let you know. Because I don't know if we are or not. Okay, so then what you're gonna do, so we use this one right here. We are going to line up the other side with this as well. So you can just see lining up the centers of your flowers. All I did was line up the centers of my flowers. And you gotta get it just so here. Doop-de-doop. Do I have it the right way? I might have it the wrong way. I do have it the wrong way. All right, so we're gonna go like this. There we go. So lining up the centers. And then what I did is I used Melon Mambo, okay? So this is Melon Mambo that I used. Wait till you see how easy this is. So this is why you wanna make sure you clean off the back or clean, because sometimes you have to use the opposite side. Lesson learned, I didn't think about it, and then I got ink on stuff. That's actually why this one, I ended up adding some ink to the back actually. Now, because this one's a little bit of a more solid color, I like to kind of dab some of that ink off. And again, you're gonna have it lined up. You could use your masking tape, but again, I am just one that goes without. And you're going to sponge right on top of that. So you can see I went off of here a little bit. That's where if you kind of had it masked. Now you could also use sponge daubers. If you think that you'd have better control over your stamping area with sponge daubers, you could also use sponge daubers for this. It would work the same. Okay, and I'm just going to make sure I get those areas really good on the edges. Okay, you ready for the magic? Here comes the magic. This is where it's like, oh my gosh, but look at how beautiful that is. So again, I'm going to clean off my mask because I don't want to have that getting, you can see how much ink it gets on your mask. So I want to be able to clean them off, and then I have a dry towel that I'm cleaning it off with as well, just so that it doesn't get wet all over your project. Okay, then what you can do is you can use some of the leaves. Let me find the leaves die, which is what I use. Isn't that gorgeous? Let me bring it up closer so you guys can see. Yeah, I got a little bit of sponging there. But then what I did is I did the leaves. I'm going to do a couple of the green leaves. So let me find that die or that mask. Can you see where these could be fun and a little bit addicting? I mean, actually, it was quite fun when I did these. All right, so these are the other flowers with some of the leaves. And all you're going to do is you're going to follow the curvature of the flower. So you can see the flower here has a curvature, and so does the little leaf right here. So all I did was follow the curvature of the flower to place my the little green leaf that I want. For this, I used Old Olive, okay? Now, this is where a sponge dauber you might have a little bit more control over because of the fact that this is really big and you have a little spot, and I don't want the green to go over on that. So you want to just be really careful to kind of sponge that in. Again, if you masked it off like you're supposed to, but you know, Kim doesn't do that. You can go as light or as dark as you want, but there's a green leaf. And then down here on the bottom, I did this bigger leaf. Again, you can follow the curvature of the, and that's going to be off my paper, so I don't care about it. If that was going to be on my paper, I'd be cleaning that off. That is my big aha moment, was you got to clean those off or you're going to make a mess all over. So I'm going to lay this back down on here, and again, following the curvature of my flower, I am going to add these in as well. And I find that it works a lot better if you go in like a circular pattern. Again, I'm still kind of getting used to these blending brushes because I've always used sponges or sponge daubers, but the brushes do give you a much better, I would say blended look, for lack of a better word. The sponges, sometimes you can see like the holes from the sponge and things like that. So again, I'm just going to wipe this off with a baby wipe. I find that baby wipes work perfect for this, to be able to get that all off. So in case you need it for another card, it's nice and clean. And then when I created this, I thought it looked a little bit too stark white. So I decided to take my blending brush that I have in the magenta, and I got rid of most of the color because I just wanted to have a little bit of a backdrop on here. And all I did was gently rub some of this color onto the outer edge. And a little of this goes a long way, but I decided to add some of this color to my finished project. And because it's so very little bit of ink that I'm using, it's not really going on top of my project, even though it looks like I am. But can you see how that just adds a little bit of more fun to that? Isn't that pretty? I love that. So like I said, if you don't have these yet, I really encourage you to get them. It's a fun effect for making different cards, or better yet, you can sign up for my class that I'm going to be offering with this, because as I was making them, I'm like, okay, I got to offer it as a class because it's so fun. And then this piece right here on my card as well, this I did with the Pacific Point. So let me bring in my Pacific Point, and that I used a full backdrop. I know, Kay, aren't these brushes cool? Once you get used to them, they're a lot easier to use. This is the backdrop that I used, and for this, again, I'm just going to set it down here on top. Now, if you had the tape, you could use the tape, but you're going to see that I don't use the tape. And for this, I didn't take any ink off. I wanted the backdrop to be a little bit variegated. So sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. So that part's going to be a lot darker. And you don't even need to worry really about the middle on this because you're going to cover a good portion of it up with that anyway. So on this, I just kind of brushed and got the ink where I wanted it. Focusing mainly on those outer edges because that's where you're going to see it. Hopefully you guys can still see it and my arm is not in your way. Again, it's going to have a little bit of variegated look to it. Ta-da! But look how pretty it is with that variegated look. All right, I got to clean off my my mask. So again, you can see how much ink you actually have on that. So like, even if you were to put it back down and try to, do something else on top of it, that was my big takeaway. Like I said, you're going to hear me say that probably with every single card, but that was my big takeaway on these, is that you have to keep these clean so that you don't ruin your project. Okay, so look how pretty that is, even though it's different colors. Isn't it gorgeous? So you see how you could actually make your own ombre effect? All right, so from there, we have these two elements that we just created, and we are going to assemble our card. Because I used Melon Mambo and I paired it with the Pacific Point, I chose to use those colors for my card. Thank you, Marilyn. I like it too. So my card base is Pacific Point, and it is cut 5.5 by 8.5. And then I have a layer of the Melon Mambo that is cut 5 by 5.25 by 4. And then this piece is going to fit perfectly on top of it, which is 5 by 3 3/4. So I'm just going to adhere those two together using some seal. And we're going to put that on there. And then we're going to add some ribbon around this. Now for this I got to get these inks out of the way before I have a big time accident. All right, so for this I chose to use our brand new metallic, this is our, gotta think of the name of it, but it's like a metallic silver edged ribbon is what I think it's actually called. Yeah, metallic edge cotton ribbon, brand new in our catalog. And I'm just going to go around the center. Now, if you decide to purchase this class kit, you will get this whole bolt of ribbon to be able to put your cards together. And like I mentioned, the link for this class will be posted, if not tonight, first thing tomorrow morning, if I don't get that far tonight. But again, a great fun class for you to be able to have fun with. Now, like I said, I used 6 different ink pads, but if you don't have these ink pads, you can definitely use different ones that you have, okay? It doesn't have to be the same colors, but with the flowers, you're going to want a light and a dark. Because, well, and with the butterflies, you'll see that here in just a couple minutes. I chose to focus in on the same few colors so that you'd have ideas of how you can use the same colors to create different cards. And plus, I didn't have room for much more than my 6 ink pads when I was creating all these. So, all right, let me just trim that off. And then I put this on there with some dimensionals. So I'm just going to adhere this on with dimensionals. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of that. Now the stamp set that I chose to use for all of my cards tonight is a brand new stamp set in our catalog. It is called the Go To Greetings. And I love this one because you have the same 2 or 3 greetings, but in just lots of different fonts. This is $24. This will be an add-on to the class. So if you wanted the stamp set, you could get the stamp set, but you don't have to have the stamp set. Okay, you could easily use whatever stamps you have in your own armoire of stamps to be able to add your own sentiments to it. So, so this I'm just going to take off the 4 backing here. And I'm going to move this over. That's the neat thing by doing the knots the way I do them, with the little thingies. You can move them out of the way. And I'm going to adhere this down using dimensionals down to my card. And then I'll just pull this back over a little bit. So it's going to be kind of a little bit of a tight fit there. I'm going to trim these down just a little bit more. Not too much more, but just a little bit more. Make them a little bit smaller. All right, and then on a 3/4 inch piece of cardstock, I stamped the sentiment. This one I chose to use, I'm actually not gonna worry about finishing that because you guys I can finish it later. You guys know how to do that. I stamped the sentiment using the happy birthday, using Pacific Point ink. So I just used one of the ink colors that I had and then added that on with dimensionals. And then to top it all off, I added some rhinestones to my flowers. So I'm going to add a big rhinestone, and also you'll get a whole pack of rhinestones with this as well. So I'm going to add rhinestones to the big one, and like a medium rhinestone here to these littler ones. And look at how that just sets that card off. Isn't that pretty? All right, so that is my first card that I wanted to share with you. Isn't that fun? Again, you could get creative and use this in so many different colors. So many different colors. All right, so that is card number 1. Now, the other thing that I'm offering as well, if you would like to just receive 3 of these cards finished, you can do that by simply placing a $35 order. I'll have an order link in the description of the video as well. And a $35 order gets you 3 of the cards finished and sent to you, ready for you to send out. All right. Thank you, everyone, for the love and the hearts on that one. I'm glad you liked it. Okay. Next up is going to be a beautiful butterfly, because, you know, I had to use butterflies too. Now, all of my cards tonight, you're going to see me focusing in on the same ink colors just to keep my my workspace clean and not have to go through 20 million blending brushes and all of that. But this one I chose to use the butterfly for it. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, so let me find my supplies for this one because I'm doing them out of order from what I have stacked here. All right, so we're gonna start by doing that little background one, okay? You can see here I used a different background on this. Hello, Janet. And I used the old olive for this one. Now we have two background ones left. I will tell you that if you're going to use this background one, you're going to need to definitely use some kind of masking tape. It's more flimsy. Can you see that? It's got all those slits in it. So when you sponge with it, you got to be careful that you don't hook those or anything like that, right? Well, this one's a little bit easier. So I kept it easier on my Facebook Live with all of you. Oh, Pat, you'll love these techniques. So this one, like I said, would be a little bit harder to use. And I liked the more floral looking ones anyway. So for this, I am going to, again, put this right on top of here like that. And I used old olive. So I'm going to bring back in the old olive. And this one, I didn't do it very, very dark. So this one I might actually do a little bit darker for you all. And when in doubt, if you're not sure how much ink you really have on your brush, always kind of dab it off onto something a little bit. It just kind of gives you a better start and you won't have a great big blob somewhere. Now I don't mind having a great big blob on these because it's just a background and I kind of want it to look, you know, like it's got a little bit of a variated look to it. So, so yeah. And again, masking tape, like a removable tape, positioning tape would have been perfect for this, but you can see I'm just winging it. So the whole point here is to give you guys the idea, and then you can go and have fun with it too, right? So my lunch hour today, I was going to attempt to go get it, but that didn't happen. So anything that could have gone wrong at work today did, but I'm trying to wrap everything up to have next week off to be able to work on open house stuff. You can see I kind of got it a little bit mixed up, but that's okay. Or a little bit blurred there. So I ended up staying in. Sorry, I dropped my mask and I had to pick it up to clean it. To get stuff done. But anyway, after tomorrow, I'm turning off my work computer and that'll be the end of it. Okay. So there's your little background. But again, I wouldn't have needed to do the whole thing because I'm only going to be seeing the outer edge. Thought about that after the fact. All right. So for this one, I did a 4x3 piece of basic white, and then that's going to go behind a 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. But first, we're going to do this and use our masking technique. You can see again, I chose to use the exact same two colors. I did the petal pink, and then I did the melon mambo. Here's where you can get creative though and use so many different colors. For ease of a Facebook Live, I had to keep it simple. All right, so I'm just going to adhere this one down, or not adhere, lay it over there. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to sponge in with the lighter color my entire butterfly. Woohoo! So the whole butterfly here, this is the solid butterfly, is going to be done in this pretty petal pink. And again, I'm going to leave it variegated in some of the areas because I think that just adds a little bit of definition to it. And if you're really worried about that, you could also mask that off with tape and stuff. Again, you're just getting the, I call it the quick and dirty version. How's that? All right, so there is our butterfly. Woo-hoo, isn't that gorgeous? All right, again, I'm going to clean this off because, again, lesson learned. By putting this down, sometimes you get the ink and it moves other places and you don't want it in the way. So a baby wipe will be your friend on this case. All right, so now I'm going to bring in, and like I said, I have a dry paper towel that I'm using to kind of dry it as well. Now we're going to use the little part that has all of the detail for the butterfly in it. And I'm going to bring back in the melon mambo. Well, after you make a mess of it on the side of your finger. Let me wipe that off because I don't want that to be on my project. All right. And I'm just going to kind of ink a little bit of that off. Make sure you line this up. And then the same thing, you're going to go right on top of this with that melon mambo. This would have been pretty with yellow and purple and But I only had, this is the number of, I had 2 packages of blending brushes. So this is it. So that's why I'm like, I got to stick with the same colors or else you guys are going to be here for 3 hours waiting for me to clean brushes. All right. Oops, let me get a little bit better there. Ta-da! Gorgeous, right? So pretty. Hello, Teresa. Welcome and thank you for sharing. Okay. So again, cleaning off my little thing here. So pretty. All right. So there you have it. Now we're going to use those 2 elements and we are going to assemble our card. Okay. So for this one, I chose, again, I'm using the exact same colors. I used Old Olive for the card base. So I'm going to be using that. And I gotta tell you, as I'm seeing Janet's comment where she just commented pretty. So first of all, thank you all for liking what I'm doing here tonight with you. But if you have anything that you see that you would like me to showcase or show you how to do on a Facebook Live, please let me know. Janet found a card that she liked over on Pinterest. And it was a technique that she would like to learn, and it's actually called, so some of you may know it, so if you do, great. If not, you're going to be learning it in a couple weeks. It's called triple time stamping. So we're going to be doing some triple time stamping with a stamp set, and I'm going to show you how to do a technique with that. And I just wanted to tell you, thank you, Janet, for giving me ideas, because sometimes I run out of ideas or I just focus on new stuff, because who doesn't like new stuff? That I like to be able to make sure you guys get ideas of how to do different things and whatever. So don't ever hesitate to say, hey, would you be able to show us this sometime? And I'll try my best to work it in. Sometimes it may not work or it may work, but yeah, so please let me know. So thank you to Janet for doing that, because I'm like, oh yeah, I can show, I know how to do that. So anyway. All right, so isn't it pretty? I know. Hello, Karen. And again, when I was doing this one, I'm thinking, oh, this would be so pretty in so many different colors. So I can't wait to play with it a little bit more with different colors and things like that to kind of figure out what else my color schemes would go together. And then from there, I'm just going to pair this one on top of that. So again, if you're looking for a little bit of a different kind of a card or a different kind of a, you know, you want to make something special, this would definitely be a good one. This these masks. Again, they're only $10, and they are in our January through June catalog that is ending. And like I said, I'm also offering this as a class where you will get them included. I think the class is $55, but it includes the shipping of the kit to you. So you'll get all the supplies for the cards that I'm making already cut. And you will get a tutorial included, a PDF tutorial, and you can always refer back to this Facebook Live on how I did my sponging. But it includes a pack of the blending brushes for $12.50. It includes a pack of rhinestones that are $6. It includes a bolt of ribbon. I think this ribbon's $8. So you're getting tons of product. You have the option to add on the stamp set. So yeah, a really good way for you to be able to give this a try if you don't already have these awesome things. From there, you can add rhinestones to the card any way that you would like. And I added some right down here to the body of the butterfly. Added one medium-sized one, 2 smaller ones. And then I just added a couple to the wings kind of sporadically wherever you would like them. So yes, Janet, that is going to be actually, I think it's near the end of June is where I've scheduled to show you guys triple time stamping. So excited about that. I'm not sure which stamp set I'll use yet, but I know it'll be something new. Because, you know, I'm like a little kid when I get neat product. I'm going to stop right there for the purposes of my Facebook Live to keep going. I only have 10 minutes left and I've got 2 more cards. So, yeah, it happens all the time. I always think I'm going to get through more than I'm going to. So here then I added Thinking of You, and that is just a 1/2 inch strip of cardstock of the basic white, and I used the stamp. I stamped it in Old Olive, again using the exact same Go To Greetings stamp set that I've used, and voila, you have that beautiful card. Okay, so I am going to show you this one next, because I know it's kind of a repeat, but well, yes, I think, because I just think it's gorgeous. And if Carol's still watching, she's gonna love it because it's purple. Maybe I'll just talk about this one and then I'll showcase the last one for you. So what I did on this one, it's the same kind of concept, the same flower that I used on my first one. So it's this one right here. But what I did on this one is I actually stamped it on a piece of basic white. I sponged it, I should say. And so my first color that I used was Fresh Freesia. So I did the Fresh Freesia. And then I went on top of that with the Gorgeous Grape, okay? And then what I did is I actually fussy cut this. Oh, yay, she's there. So then I actually fussy cut this, okay? And then I layered it onto a card. So the card base, basic white, Gorgeous Grape layer, and then another basic white. And I used an embossing folder. I used I think it's the Fern embossing folder to emboss the white piece to give it a little bit of texture. And then added a Thinking of You down here on the bottom, again, using the same ribbon. But isn't that beautiful? I think it's so pretty. So pretty. So again, another little take on it. If you wanted to add some embossing on it, you could add that as an element and fussy cut it out. Oh, thank you, Shireen. You just made my day. Thank you. I do love doing this. Like I said, this is my Monday night. I got to tell you a little bit about Monday night. So Claire is going to a camp again here in Michigan. It's called the Blue Lake Fine Arts Camp. This will be her 3rd year going. And she had to submit a placement video for them to be able to place her. And Monday night I had my class here in the basement, and after my class I hear her playing up there, and I hear the same song, Stop and Start, Stop and Start. And I'm like, oh, I think she's trying to do her video for her placement. And Stop and Start. And so I thought, I'm just gonna stay in the basement and I'm gonna work on these projects for my Facebook Live. And then I kept hearing, Stop and Start over and over and over again. And I'm like, do I go up and say anything? And I went, nope, I'm gonna stay right in the basement in my happy place and I'm gonna keep creating. Anyway, I finally walked up maybe 40 minutes later because she had quit playing. And I said, did you get your video done? And she says to me, yes, Mom, and thank you for staying in the basement. So I was like, yes, I did the right thing. Anyway, it was kind of funny. All right, so this card, I have 10 minutes before I like to keep my Facebook Lives with all of you to an hour. So I just wanted to show you the element that I did right here on this little piece right here. So the concept here on this one, again, using same colors. I used Melon Mambo for my card base, Petal Pink for my layer, and then Basic White. I used the same folder or the same mask that I used on that previous card. So it's the same one right here. And I sponged it in Melon Mambo. That's it, Melon Mambo. Okay, so that's the same kind of concept that I did there. So nothing else that I knew that nothing new to show you there. But what I wanted to show you is how I did this flower for an element here and used my circles. It was quite funny, Janet. Okay, so for this one, I used this die right here, okay? And then I also used, I have to remember what I used here now. Dook-a-dook, dook-a-dook, bear with me. Here we go. So I used this flower right here, and then on this one, I used these two. So you can see how I mixed and matched them a little bit with what I had. So for this one, I am going to use Petal Pink, and I'm just going to ink up this flower right here. So again, inking this all up, making it nice and pretty. Okay, and then we're gonna take that off there. Ta-da! All right, and I will clean that one later because I don't need to use that one again. And then I used these, like I said, I used these two dies right here. I do believe those are the two that I used. I have to remind myself here what I used. I think so. Well, maybe not. Nope. I used this one. See how easy it is to forget? I used this one right here because this one lines up perfectly. Let me make sure I cleaned off this mask or you're gonna have a hot mess everywhere from the butterfly. I'm not sure if I did or not. Again, that's the main thing to do. Clean them off, clean them off, clean them off. All right. So then I layered, but I could have used the ones that I had planned. I mean, you can see here that those would have layered as well. So that's where you can get fun and creative, layering as many of these as you want together. So I'm just gonna line this up And this then I went on top of with some of the mango medley. And I'm just going to use a little bit of the ink that I have in here. I don't want to get any more. And I'm just going to ink on top of that. So one thing that we are doing, I got to share with you tomorrow, we haven't had this in a while, but we're calling it a family date night. So tomorrow night, we are going to see the sequel to the Top Gun movie. I loved Top Gun. And so we are going out to dinner as a family and going out to the movie. And I told Natalie it's the calm before the storm. It's the calm before you get into full speed, getting ready for her displays and all that kind of stuff for her open house. But I'm really excited to see it. I'm not sure if any of you have seen it yet, but we ended up watching it just the other night for fun. I gotta remember which one of these I used. The first one. And so I'm really stoked to see the second one. I was a huge fan of, there we go. Remembering what I used. I was a huge fan of it. So then I'm going to go right on top of this one. And I used the blue. This time for the heck of it, I'm going to use purple. I might not look as good, but we'll see. Just because I feel like using Gorgeous Gray. But this is where you got to play with it and see what kind of color combinations work. I'm just using it because it's here. All right. And I'm going to get some of that off, center that on here. And then I'm just going to go right on top of that with my purple. Dook-a-dook. Maybe it'll look okay. I don't know. Ooh. Ta-da! Look at that beautiful flower. All right. And then from there, you're just going to use your layering circles, and you can circle that out. And I layered it with other colors. But again, can you see how much fun you can have playing with that? Tons and tons of fun, which is what it's all about, right? Again, you're going to want to make sure you have grid paper. Purple makes everything look better. I know, Carol. But you can, again, play with this. You could even use 3 different colors of purple to make these flowers. And you can see that you have lots of options. I had to even go back and remember what ones I used because they all kind of coordinate together. You have lots of leaves if you wanted to add leaves to it, all kinds of stuff. All right, so let me bring in my projects before I say goodbye to all of you and bring them all back in. I would love to know which one you think is your favorite because, you know, everyone's got their own favorites that they like. These are, again, the 4 projects or the 4 cards that I created. Didn't do a 3D project tonight because I was really focusing in on showing you how to use these awesome masks. And I'm so glad that I got to use them before they retire here in a couple weeks. So if you already know that you're interested in the class, you can send me a private message. I'll make sure to get you the link. I might forget if you, or I might not see it if you comment in the comments. But yeah, these are the cards that we created tonight using just 5 different colors of ink, or 6. So you could, again, get very creative doing these cards with many different colors that you have. But these, I'm going to actually move my grid paper so you guys can see them a little bit better, I think. So again, the class is $55. It includes a 3-pack of your blending brushes. It includes the $10 masks. You get all of the masks, even the ones that I did not use. You get rhinestones, and then you can add on that stamp set if you would like to. And then the other way you can get your hands on a couple of these cards is by placing a minimum $35 order from now through Sunday. And I did have my host code information here. I had to move it out of the way when I started getting messy with ink tonight. Look at my hands. Although they're not too bad. I don't think they're too bad. But a $35 minimum order will get you 3 of these cards sent to you in the mail, already finished. So you'll get ones that I've got finished right here. And then you'll be able to send them out right away and have fun with them and see what kind of great comments you get from everyone that you send them to. So, all right. Thank you all so very much for joining me tonight. I hope that you enjoyed this Facebook Live, a little bit different than what you're probably used to seeing from me, but I just had to showcase those and had fun creating them all for you. So thank you all so very much. Now I will still be live with you next week, Thursday, because I think it'll give me a little bit of serenity before the big party on Saturday. So Thursday night I will be live with you. There might be one Thursday this month, though, that I may have to cancel my Facebook Live around my BOGO sale time because I've got a couple commitments that week in the evening. But I'll let you know. But I will be here with you all next Thursday. And thank you so much for joining me tonight. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. And hope you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. And do something fun with your family and friends. And just have some time to sit back and relax. All right. Bye, everyone. And I will see you here next week.